Do you feel that if you take the same characters and you take them to a new setting that it's going to be funny? Or do you feel that it's just going to kind of flop and they're just going to be kind of working with the same jokes as they did in the last movie?
Well, I feel like, no, going back to what we were talking about with how the fourth Pirates movie was just them, trying to milk out as much as they can from what they already had. So I feel like that's the same exact thing, except this might be even worse. Like, everyone would, like, all the critics are saying it's, like, one of the funniest movies of all time, and so it's, it's only natural that they would make a sequel to try and get some more money
But that's
out of it.
I feel like that's the problem with Hollywood nowadays. We're making too many sequels. If you've noticed, and so far we've talked about the fifth movie in an installment. Okay, we've talked about the fourth movie of an installment, and technically Thor is an addition to the Avengers. We're doing nothing but sequels right now. Have you seen what's going on?
Because creativity, they're doing more remakes and more sequels of the same exact genre. Because like creativity seems to be in the tube right now, bro.
In the tube, in the pooper?
In the poop.
Well, all right. Well, I'm done talking about The Hangover 2. Why don't we just move on? Why don't we move on to another piece? Why don't we go to Transformers 3? You know what? Screw that, because we don't want to talk about a third installment of any other movie right now.
Michael Bay. Explosion, that's it.
Explosions, camera movement. Ah!
You can't see exactly what the special effect is because they're moving too quick, and you just hear. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it. Transformer. It's just going to be Megan Fox on screen for 45 minutes.
No,
she's not.
She's not in this one.
What?
They couldn't get her to do it.
No, good for her. She actually has sense.
Yeah, right.
Shia LaBeouf, she's like, I'm going to get another movie shot of this, okay?
It's the...
I'm going to run around, cry for a little bit, carry around this little gray box that's supposed to save the planet, talk to a big giant robot, and drive around in my Camaro.
That's it's in 3D, too. I mean, like every other movie coming out now.
What movie is it? What was it? There's 37 releases of 3D movies this year.
I think every movie we've actually named so far has been released in 3D.
That's the new thing. The Hangover
It's
3D.
Real D 3D technology. That's the new thing that's... Because, well, it's exactly because theaters aren't getting as many viewers, so they have to bump the prices up just to compensate for the lack of audience they have.
Now that Netflix is...
Netflix is taking over, because literally the viewer rating, or the audience participation to go see movies dropped 80%. So now they're going to raise up ticket prices at movies to, I think, up to 50 cents now. So it's going to be like $8.50 just to see a normal movie.
I went to go. Last time I saw a movie, it was $13, and that was without.
That was what was that 3D?
Oh no, that was all right. Hold on, no, that was. Let me clarify. It was Fast 5 IMAX. So maybe the IMAX is where the extra.
That's where they pay, because if you're seeing a 3D movie, they charge on an additional $3 just for the glasses and the better real D experience with like the surround sound and everything. Right. But like, especially if you see an IMAX
All
movie,
theaters do that,
movie. I saw one up in Albany. I saw Avatar last year, 2 years ago, whenever it came out.
Well, Avatar's different because Avatar was shot in 3D. All these other movies are just getting like scanned. Yeah, like it's not the same. I get a headache and I'm like, what is this? Am I on a roller coaster? No, I'm sitting in a chair, and all I want to do is enjoy the movie, and I don't want to have to be like taking off my glasses every once in a while. But continue with what you were saying about Avatar. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying it cost $17 to see one IMAX, 3D, and Avatar. It was absolutely insane.
All right, we're going to take a quick 60-second commercial. Don't go anywhere. When we get back, we're going to talk about a few other movies that may or may not pique your interest. Stay tuned.
305 horses ready to roar at the push of the pedal. Too bad the light's red. But keep your cool. Automatic Climate Control knows how hot or cool you're feeling. Because this baby's got seats that keep you nice and frosty in the summer and toasty warm in the winter. Even the Fonzie would be jealous of the leather seats you're working with. As you turn up all 6 speakers of your Bose audio system from your hands-free phone, the car next to you notices as you start blasting a rock ballad that you told your phone to play, because you use your hands for steering. As you grip your leather steering wheel tight, always ready, you have protection with you at all times. 6 airbags automatically sense what can't be foreseen. But when you do see what's foreseen, your all-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes allow for maximum traction and control. This is more than just a one-night stand with this one. You're in it for the long haul. The all-new 2011 Subaru WRX. Green light. Giddy up.
All right, what's up? You're listening to 94.1 WYSP. I'm here with T. Hayes and Joe Palalo. And I am Colby Culp. We are here with 94.1 WYSP. Yes, his name changes every minute, like a...
Something that changes.
Every minute.
All right, anyway.
Like a changeling or a ditto Pokemon.
Like an Animorph.
Like a ditto or an
Animorph.
Going back old school, bro.
Yeah, I know. All right, well, moving right along.
Well, wait a minute. Before we move along, I just wanted to, because I've still got my mind stuck on Thor right now, and I was thinking, I had a thought that I didn't get a chance to say, is that it didn't look like anybody was really excited for that movie because it was an obscure comic book character being played by an obscure actor, and I know that we were about to get into Green Lantern, which is, he's a more familiar face played by a more familiar actor, Ryan Reynolds. So I was thinking that the Green Lantern movie was actually going to beat out Thor this summer.
Really?
Yes.
Just because Chris Hemsworth is am I getting the name right this time?
Yes, Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworthington.
Chris Pinesworth and Cunningham.
I really see where you're going with that. Being a viewer, being a general audience member, or a moviegoer, I guess you could say avid moviegoer. Let me retract that statement. Being an avid moviegoer, I don't mind seeing somebody I'm not too familiar with. Yes, he was in Star Trek. Most people wouldn't know that because he's got the sweet beard and he's got long hair now and he's not up in like spandex.
And he talks in Old English.
Yes.
With a kind of accent.
Like a Thorish accent.
Like a Thor accent. The voice of God.
I mean, he's the God of Thunder. He's got to have a great voice, right?
But see, even though it's like, they, like Travis said, they advertised him as a god. It's like, how many of them are gods? I was like, well, how many of those other guys are actually like known?
How many of them actually have a career?
He's like, he's a god, but
I mean, the only reason they chose Hemsworth Cunningham for this role is because he's 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", and he's just an overall big dude, and they just want to make him even more godly. They didn't want to have to CGI, like for Captain America that's coming out. What's the dude's name?
Chris.
I shouldn't even ask you what his name is because you're just gonna add
we'll
a 10
worry about
Williamson
that.
on it.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. You
Chris
right?
Evanson.
Okay.
Chris
Tim
Evanson.
Well, Chris Evans, what they had to do was actually make him a really, really small guy. Like, they CGI'd him to make look scrawny, and then they put him into, like, the serum, make him like the super soldier, and he comes out jacked. But for Hemsworth Cunningham, he
Thor,
is Thor, yes. He's just actually all around big to begin with. I think that's why they chose him, and also because I think they didn't want to have like a commercial movie. I mean,
I think it is a commercial movie though, because you think about, not to keep bringing up Captain America before we get there, but you have the original 3 Avengers were Iron Man.
the Captain America,
Iron Man, and Thor.
Thor's not an Avenger.
Thor's an Avenger.
No, he's not. He's not an Avenger. He's a god.
I feel
How does that play into, like, how does that work? Like, I mean, yeah,
So
he
I
might
was
not
thinking
be an
that the
Avenger,
reason-
he's just a god that rules him out. Is it like, oh, hey, guess what?
That's exactly why. Because I mean, you might as well just say Batman's an Avenger.
It's a
I
different
don't know about
comic book
that.
franchise,
I mean,
Oh,
but-
sorry, utility belt and everything just doesn't make him an Avenger, I guess.
oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Wow.
it's like me and Pasquamio over here.
Pasquami. Me Pasquamio Chalame.
Like we're top
The chief.
we're top movie critics, and I mean we have you here, but we still bring you on to talk about movies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
So I mean it's like that.
I mean, just downgrade my reputation on air. It's okay.
Well, I'm comparing you to Thor in a way. I'm comparing you to a god, but I'm making you seem like a less of a god
Yeah.
because I mean we're movie critics, and you're just kind of a wannabe movie critic. And
That's true.
All right.
Well, besides crushing my reputation, the T Haste.
let's move on.
The T Haste station on air.
Shall we?
So Ryan Covington, let's go. Get to the next movie.
Let's move on to the next film.
Well, actually, let's go talk about the Green Lantern because we didn't even cover that.
Oh yeah,
let's
let's
cover
We
it.
mainly
jump
talked
into
about
that.
Thor and then how incredible I am. But let's go.
Well, I feel like what we covered what I was going to say anyway about the Green Lantern, which is that I feel like it's going to be the second most successful superhero-related movie this summer, which is
The only thing I think this movie is going to be like is I feel like, I'm sorry to quote Avatar again, but I feel like it's going to be Avatar because Avatar was amazingly visually stunning, but it had like really not like a strong plot to it. It was exactly like you said before. It was like Pocahontas and like aliens. But I think the only thing I have to say is like the CGI is going to be amazing, but I don't like how they made his suit, the Green Lantern suit, CGI too. It
I didn't know that.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Like it's gonna look cool and everything because like you can see, I don't know. It's just gonna be stupid to me. I see superheroes wearing cool shit.
Yeah.
Not
cool
CG,
clothes,
not
like
CGI.
capes,
Oh, well, I'm
masks.
not allowed to say anything anyways because I'm not credible.
Well,
so
yeah.
let's go back to Kobe Copington.
Well,
and,
let's real quick. Speaking of things that are false images, as in Green Lantern's
And my
face,
reputation.
we're gonna go to a quick PSA to help our listeners here at 94.1 WYSP understand the safety and the necessary steps that need to go into making your home safe from lead poisoning.
And trying to find your inner superhero to defend yourself in home invasions.
Because you don't want lead poisoning to be that reason that you can't be a superhero.
Guys, don't listen to me. Just don't listen to me because I'm not credible. Listen to Squalia Clamio or Copington.
All right, 94.1 WYSP. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Did you know 4.4% of children have elevated levels of lead in their systems? Lead can be found in approximately 38 million households in the United States. If you don't know where it exists, it can be found in paint that was created before 1978. This paint peels, cracks, or chips into the air and can be inhaled and seriously damage you or your child's lungs. Lead can also be found in gravel or soil. There are symptoms of lead poisoning that can help save your child or yourself. Symptoms include stomach pain, vomiting, seizures, and the loss of hair. Do you want help to lower the risk of lead poisoning in your household? Frequently wash hands before eating and after your child comes inside from playing outdoors. A healthy diet helps to fight the lead poisoning from entering a child's system. For more information, please visit www.epa.gov/lead to learn more. That is again www.epa.gov/LEAD.